They say the sea never forgets. And in the small town of Greyhaven, where fog swallows the shore every night, two souls have been trying to remember what death made them forget. This is the story of a woman who met a man in the mist and discovered that he was never alive.
The night is quiet, but the fog rolls over the small coastal town like a living thing. It's the kind of mist that muffles every sound, swallowing even the light from the street lamps. The only thing that breaks the silence is the faint echo of footsteps on wet pavement. Anna pulls her jacket closer around her shoulders. She shouldn't be out here this late, but she can't sleep again. Since moving to Greyhaven last month, the nightmares haven't stopped. Every night she dreams of the same road, the same man standing under the flickering streetlight, a man she never sees clearly. Tonight feels exactly like her dream. She pauses at the corner where the old bakery used to be. The streetlight above her buzzes weakly, fighting to stay alive. Through the fog, she sees him, a tall figure, standing in the distance, motionless. Her breath catches.
"Hello?" she calls softly, her voice trembling. No answer. She steps closer. The air feels colder now, unnaturally cold. Her phone flashlight trembles in her hand as she raises it. The light falls across the man's face, or rather, where a face should be. He's pale, almost translucent. His eyes are dark pools of emptiness, and his lips move without sound. Anna freezes. Her instincts scream to run, but something in his expression stops her. Sorrow, not menace. Then she hears it, a whisper, barely audible. "Help me, please." Her phone flickers and dies. The streetlight explodes with a sharp pop. Darkness swallows her whole. When the light returns, the man is gone. The next morning, Anna tries to convince herself it was a dream, a trick of the fog, maybe exhaustion. She buys coffee at the local diner, her hands still trembling. "Rough night?" asks the waitress, an elderly woman named Marla. "You could say that," Anna mutters. "I thought I saw someone out by Ash Road. A man. He looked lost." Marla's smile fades. "Ash Road? Honey, nobody goes there at night." "Why not?" Marla leans closer, lowering her voice. "Because of him, the man who died there 20 years ago. Folks say he still wanders the fog, looking for something he lost." Anna laughs nervously. "You mean a ghost?" Marla doesn't laugh. "I mean a spirit that doesn't know he's dead." That night, Anna can't help herself. She goes back. The fog is thicker, colder. She stands where she saw him, whispering into the night. "I'm here. Tell me what you want." A faint shimmer appears in the distance. The man steps out of the mist, his eyes filled with desperation. "Find her," he says. "Find Evelyn." Before she can speak, he vanishes again, leaving behind a single object lying on the wet ground. It's an old silver locket, rusted but still faintly shining. Inside, a faded photograph, A man and a woman smiling at each other, standing by the sea. The man in the photo is him.
Morning light filters weakly through Anna's curtains, but it brings no warmth. The locket sits on her kitchen table, gleaming faintly in the pale sun. She's cleaned it as best she could, though time has bitten deep into its surface. Inside, the photo of the man and woman still stares back. Two people frozen in love, forever smiling. "Find Evelyn," she whispers. The name echoes in her head all morning. She searches online, flipping through old local archives and newspaper clippings. "Evelyn Moore," she murmurs, typing the name into a search bar. One result catches her eye. Tragedy at Greyhaven Cliffs. Woman missing after storm, presumed dead. The date, November 2nd, 2005. Her heart skips. Today is November 2nd. The article mentions Evelyn Moore, age 27, last seen with her fiancé, Daniel Reed, the night she vanished. His body was found days later near Ash Road, hit by a car in a fog. Anna's blood runs cold. The man she saw last night was Daniel. That evening, she walks again through the fog, clutching the locket. The town is silent, almost expectant. Every window she passes reflects a faint shimmer, as though the fog itself is watching her. When she reaches the corner of Ash Road, she feels the air shift, colder, heavier, charged with something unseen. "Daniel, I found her. I found Evelyn's name." The fog thickens, coiling around her feet like smoke. Slowly, a figure forms before her. Daniel's shape flickers, translucent, eyes hollow but filled with longing. "You found her." His voice trembles as though carried on the wind. "But I can't see her. I've been looking for her for so long."
"What happened to her?" Anna asks. He looks away, his expression twisting in pain.
"The night she disappeared, I tried to save her. The car came out of nowhere, and then—" His voice cuts off, his image wavers violently like a bad signal. "Then what?" Anna pleads. "Then you screamed, and everything went dark." Anna steps back, confusion filling her chest. "What do you mean I screamed?" But he's already gone.
That night, Anna dreams again. She's standing on a cliff, the sea roaring below, rain slashing across her face. A woman's voice calls her name. Anna. No, not Anna. Evelyn. The woman turns. Anna sees her face clearly for the first time and gasps. It's her own face. She wakes up, gasping for breath. The room feels wrong, too still, too cold. Her reflection in the mirror across the room is delayed. For a split second, it doesn't move when she does. Her stomach turns. She grabs her phone to call someone, anyone, but there's no signal, only static. Over the next few days, things spiral. The radio turns on by itself at 3:07 every morning, always playing the same song, Can't Help Falling in Love. Her reflection in windows lingers after she walks away, and at night she hears footsteps pacing her hallway. Marla notices her pale face when Anna returns to the diner. "You okay, sweetheart? You look like you've seen a ghost." Anna almost laughs, but her voice breaks. "Maybe I have."
Marla frowns. "You best stay away from Ash Road, you hear? That place ain't safe for the living." Anna looks up. "What about for the dead?" The waitress stares at her, confused. "What do you mean?" Anna doesn't answer. She's not sure she knows anymore. That night, she returns to the cliffs, following something deep in her chest, a pull like gravity. The wind howls, the sea rages below. She stands near the edge, the fog swirling around her in ghostly spirals. Then she sees him again, Daniel. He looks more solid this time, almost human. "I remember," she says softly. "I remember the rain, the crash, the scream. You were there." His eyes glisten. "I never stopped looking for you."
Her hands tremble. "But how can that be? I'm right here." He reaches for her, and his fingers pass through her skin like mist. Anna gasps. The truth hits her like a cold wave. "I'm not alive," she whispers. "Am I?" Daniel shakes his head slowly, tears in his hollow eyes. "You died that night, Evelyn." The wind howls around them. The fog seems to pull them both apart. "You forgot," he says softly. "You've been walking these streets for 20 years, thinking you're someone else." Evelyn's knees buckle. "Then what are you?" He smiles faintly. "I died looking for you, and now we're both lost."
The fog rises, wrapping around them like a shroud. Their forms flicker, their voices merge into the wind. As the first light of dawn breaks over Greyhaven, two shadows stand together on the cliff and then fade into nothing. But down in the town below, a new tenant moves into Anna's old apartment, and every night, through the fog, she hears footsteps in the hall and a faint whisper by her window. "Find me." The lease is cheap, too cheap. That's what Jenna thinks as she drags her suitcase up the narrow stairs of 14 Ash Road. The walls smell faintly of sea salt and old wood, and the floorboards creak as if sighing with age. Still, the place has charm, a view of the ocean, a big bay window, a strange kind of stillness that feels almost peaceful. The landlord, Mr. Keene, hands her the keys without much talk. "Previous tenant moved out suddenly," he says, not meeting his eyes. "Didn't leave much behind except some books and a few trinkets. Feel free to toss 'em." Jenna nods, distracted. There's something about the air here. It hums faintly like static. When she opens the apartment door, a cold draft brushes her face. The faint scent of lavender hangs in the air. On the kitchen table lies a small object wrapped in tissue paper. A silver locket. That night, Jenna can't sleep. The fog outside presses against the window like a living wall. She swears she hears whispering from the hallway. Not voices exactly, but fragments of sound, like wind caught in human syllables. Evelyn. Find her. She sits up in bed, her heart pounding. Hello? Silence. The next morning, she finds footprints in the thin dust by the door, bare, wet, leading nowhere. The locket glints on the table, now open. Inside is the photo of a man and a woman. Their faces are faded, but the woman's eyes seem to follow her. Jenna tells herself it's just her imagination, stress, maybe even mold. But when she looks at the reflection of the room in the window, something's wrong. The reflection shows a shadow standing behind her. When she turns around, no one's there.
Days pass. The fog never lifts. The air inside the apartment grows colder, heavier. Objects move slightly when she's not looking. A chair out of place, a glass shifted an inch. Once she finds the locket on her pillow, its clasp wet with something that looks like seawater. She starts digging through old records at the library. Ash Road accidents, she tells the clerk, trying to sound casual. The woman behind the counter narrows her eyes. You live there? Jenna nods. Then you should leave, the clerk says flatly, sliding a stack of yellowed papers across the counter. 2 people died there, lovers, Evelyn Moore and Daniel Reed. Folks say they still wander the cliffs when the fog rolls in. Jenna flips through the old photos. One picture freezes her in place. A woman standing on the cliffs, her hair whipping in the wind. The woman's face is her own. That night, she dreams of water. Cold, endless water. She's sinking, reaching out, calling a name she doesn't understand. When she wakes, her window is open and the locket is gone. The faint sound of footsteps echoes down the hallway outside her door. She follows them, barefoot, her heart hammering. The corridor stretches impossibly long, the light flickering as she walks. At the end stands a man, tall, dark-haired, his face pale as fog. "Daniel," she whispers without knowing why. He turns, his eyes filled with grief. "You came back." Jenna stumbles backward. "No, I'm not." He steps closer, and for an instant the air around him ripples, showing flashes of the past, the cliffs, the rain, the scream. "You always come back. You always forget." The hallway spins. Memories flood her mind. The crash, the sea, his hand slipping from hers. Her knees hit the floor. "I don't understand. I'm not Evelyn." His expression softens. Maybe not in body, but her soul never left this place. Every time the fog returns, it brings her back, wearing a new face. The locket appears in his hand. He opens it, showing the photograph. Now the woman's face is no longer Evelyn's. It's Jenna's. "Why?" she asks through tears. "Why can't we move on?" Daniel's voice breaks. "Because I never found you in time. Every time you return, the story restarts. I try to reach you, but the fog takes you before dawn." He looks toward the window. The first rays of morning begin to pierce the mist. "No," Jenna pleads. "Not again." He touches her cheek. His hand passes through, faintly warm. "Maybe this time If you remember everything, we can break free. The world shudders. The walls dissolve into mist. She feels herself slipping away, her body light, dissolving into air. Before everything fades, she hears his voice one last time. Find me.
At sunrise, the landlord unlocks the door to check on the new tenant. The apartment is empty. On the table lies the silver locket, closed. Inside, the photo has changed once more, now showing 3 figures standing by the sea: Daniel, Evelyn, and a woman who looks just like Jenna. And on the back, newly etched into the metal, are 3 words: until the fog lifts.
The sea is restless tonight. Waves crash against the cliffs as if trying to wash something away. A memory, a curse, a name whispered too many times. The town of Greyhaven sleeps, unaware that the fog has started to move differently. It no longer creeps, it breathes. Inside apartment 14, the air grows colder again. The silver locket begins to tremble on the table, glowing faintly in the dark. And then, a soft breath, a woman's voice. I remember.
Jenna, or Evelyn, or both, stands once more in the fog, her form wavering like mist. The cliffs stretch before her, moonlight painting the rocks silver. The air tastes of salt and sorrow. Daniel appears beside her, more solid than ever before. His eyes, once hollow, now shimmer with life. He says, "You found me." She nods. "I remember everything now. The storm, the crash. We argued before it happened."
He looks down, guilt flickering across his face. You wanted to leave Greyhaven. I wanted to stay. You ran out into the rain and I followed. The road was wet. The headlights came too fast. She touches his hand, and this time their fingers connect. Warmth blooms where they touch, like sunlight through fog. We were both trapped here, she whispers. Not by death, but by regret. He closes his eyes. The fog kept us. It fed on what we couldn't let go of.
The wind howls louder, the fog twisting violently around them. A voice rises within it, deep, ancient, almost human. "You cannot leave what you owe to the sea." The ocean below roars, black and endless. Shapes move in the mist, faint silhouettes of others, lost souls wandering in silence. Evelyn feels their sorrow like a weight pressing on her chest. Daniel grips her hand tighter. "Then we face it together." They step forward toward the cliff's edge. The fog thickens, the world trembling. "Do you repent?" the voice demands. Evelyn's voice is steady. "No, we remember." The fog screams, a sound like shattering glass. A surge of light bursts from the locket at her neck, spreading outward in rippling waves. The mist recoils, twisting, dissolving into the air. And for the first time in 20 years, the dawn over Greyhaven is clear.
The town wakes to sunlight. The air is fresh, the horizon sharp.
Fishermen at the docks whisper that they can finally see the lighthouse again, the one that had been lost to fog for decades. At apartment 14, the landlord finds the window open. On the table lies the silver locket, shining in the sunlight. Inside, the photo is different once more. It shows Daniel and Evelyn standing together, smiling, the sea calm behind them. No fog, no third figure, just peace. Weeks later, a small memorial is discovered near the cliffs. Weathered flowers, a rusted cross, and two names barely visible beneath layers of salt and moss. Daniel Reed, Evelyn Moore, forever bound by the sea.
Tourists who visit the spot sometimes claim they hear soft laughter carried on the wind, or see two figures walking hand in hand before fading into the light. But in the heart of Greyhaven, people start to notice something else. The fog no longer returns. The nights are silent, and the air feels lighter somehow, as if the town itself has exhaled after holding its breath for too long. And yet, on particularly misty mornings, when the sea stirs and the gulls cry low, a faint shimmer can still be seen near the horizon, like two souls dancing in the mist, saying goodbye again and again, because love, it seems, never dies. It simply waits until the fog lifts. If you believe that love can cross the boundary between life and death, then perhaps Evelyn and Daniel are still together somewhere. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and let the fog guide you to the next mystery.